October 25th, 1983. This is Joe Todd, an interview with Josie Kerr.
And there's some words I don't remember.
And when's your birthday?
November the 11th.
What year?
I'm 77-year-old.
77.
That'd have been 19 or something, wasn't it?
1906.
Yeah, 1906 is right.
Yeah.
I think it's 1905 and I couldn't get it straight.
Oh, let me see. Who was your father?
Sam Watson.
Sam Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Where was he from?
He is from Texas.
Texas.
Or I think it's from Texas.
Yeah. And who was your mother?
O.C. Watson. O.C. Oh, I can't think of her maiden name.
Okay.
But O.C. Watson's who she married. She married my daddy.
Yeah, and what's her first name?
O.C.
How you spell that?
O-S-S-I-E.
O-S-S-I-E. Okay. What kind of work did your father do?
He was a farmer.
Farmer. Did they tell you when and why they came to Oklahoma?
No, they didn't.
And so you were born in the Chickasaw Nation?
Yeah, I was born in Chickasaw Nation.
Okay. Were either one of your parents Indian?
My father was.
Your father was?
Wasn't a full blood.
Was he Chickasaw?
Chickasaw.
Are you an enrolled Chickasaw?
I'm enrolled Chickasaw.
You know what your number is?
No. Never have traced it down.
Yeah. Now, did you live in Ada or you lived
No,
outside?
just lived outside of Ada. About 10, 15 miles east of Ada. And with the little church house was called High Hill.
High Hill?
Uh-huh. Well, you know where Luther's at.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we live 8 miles from Luther.
Okay. How come it's called High Hill?
It's built upon a hill.
Mm-hmm. How many people lived in High Hill? How big was it?
Lord, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of farmers and things there.
Yeah. How big was your father's farm?
Well, he rented it.
You rented it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And he 6 and 7 acres of cotton and corn and stuff like that, and to feed his cows and things with.
At statehood, when they allotted the lands, did your father get an allotment?
No, we didn't.
Did you get one?
No, we didn't get no allotment or nothing.
Where did you start the school?
When I started the school in Gaily, Oklahoma.
Where?
Gaily.
Gaily, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Is that near High Hill?
No, that's north of High Hill, way over there.
How come you started the school there?
That's where we lived.
Oh, so you left, when did you leave High Hill and move to Gaily?
No, we left Gaily and moved to High Hill.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay. What was the name of the school? Gaily School?
Gaily School is all I guess.
Remember your teacher's name?
I had one teacher, was Mrs. Landon. And that's the only one that I remember. We had a man teacher, but gosh, I don't know. I remember he took us to then you went and took your children and matched, spelling and arithmetic. And so I was in the arithmetic and turned that to school now and win that. And I can't think of that man's name. But it's been too long. I was too little.
As a little girl, what kind of chores you do around the house and the farm?
Oh, we'd feed the hogs, feed the chickens, get them back there, carry in wood, and something like that. Go out and help Mom, and if Daddy wasn't there, milk the cows and pull the,
How many kids in the family besides you?
See, I had 3 sisters, 2 brothers, and me.
Are you the youngest, the oldest?
No, I'm the next to the youngest.
Next to the youngest.
My oldest sister is dead, and then the one next to me is dead, and then just leaves my Lily, my sister and Alan, and me and my brother and Ducky.
Did your father raise cotton?
He raised cotton, corn.
You ever chop cotton?
Have I? I sure love chop it.
How do you chop cotton? How do you chop cotton?
Well, it's just according to how they wanted it. You
How-
take a hoe and go down the row, and if they wanted it thin, thick, then you leave it thick, and if they wanted it thin, you chopped it the width of the hoe, a 9-inch hoe, and you left two in a place.
How much cotton could you pick in a day?
Well, after I got bigger and older, I picked over 200 a day. But now, not all the time. There's sometimes that we'd get into cotton that wasn't too heavy, as light.
What was the price of cotton back then, the gin cotton?
The gin cotton, I just don't know.
Where was the gin?
I can't think of the name of that place. I've got Calumet on my mind, but it wasn't at Calumet. Bridgeport. Is it Bridgeport?
Okay, that's western Oklahoma. Okay. Now, when did you move from Gaily to Bridgeport?
We moved,
from High Hill to Bridgeport.
well, that's what I started saying. We went out there, they come by, and it was that dry weather, there was no cotton and nothing. And our cotton didn't make anything. There was no cotton around there, hardly made a thing. The boll weevils and things that it did. And they come out there picking up hands and bringing them out here to western Oklahoma to pick cotton. And I got my husband to go. And we got out there and picked cotton. And then we stayed.
What year were you married?
1917.
1970. What year did you move to Bridgeport?
To Bridgeport. Oh, God. It's in the fall of the year. Must have been in December of 19 or something. If I had my books here with me, I could tell you, but my books, see, I'm in a home.
Yeah.
And my books is all at Bridgeport.
Yeah, right.
And
can you give me a description of High Hill, what the town looked like?
well, the town is just a schoolhouse. It is, High Hill was just a schoolhouse. But the town was Lulu, Oklahoma, and it had 2 stores in it.
What was the name of the stores?
Uh,
When's the first time you went to Ada?
I don't know, it's a little bitty thing. We'd go in the fall of the year and get our, if it was warm enough to take us children, and we'd all go and fit our shoes in Ada. But I don't know what year it was.
What do you remember of the town of Ada? What did the town look like?
It wasn't too big of a town then, but now, oh my Lord. I was back there here a while back, about 2 or 3, well, it's been a year ago, and I didn't even know it. But it wasn't too big a town at that time.
Yeah. Who were some of the prominent people in town?
I just don't know.
Did you ever hear of a man called Fred Waite?
Yes, I have. I heard Papa talk about him.
What did he say about him?
Pretty good man, and talked about him. He was real friendly with him.
Did your papa tell any stories about Fred Waite that you remember?
And I remember he didn't.
Yeah.
He hardly ever told anything that was... He was just a man kept things to himself.
Mm-hmm. But your father did talk about Fred Waite.
Yeah, he talked about him. He liked him.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember what year Fred Waite died?
No, I don't.
Yeah, okay. Do you remember World War One?
Oh, yes, I remembered World War I.
Did you do any work for the war effort?
No, I don't.
You know, some women wrapped bandages, some knitted for
Mhm.
soldiers. Did you do
I know
any?
it. No, I didn't.
Mhm.
In World War I, that's my...
It was 1917, 1918.
Oh, yeah, I remembered that. I had a boy in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we, of course, I worked. And I'd buy the thread for the other women to knit, and them sweaters for them. And I'd help go in and help them buy things to send over to them.
Yeah.
And we'd cook, and we'd send them, our boys, a bunch of stuff to eat, you know. And of course, as a gift, they said to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
We put it in boxes, and we sent boxes that big and that high, full of stuff that wouldn't run. And we sent boxes after boxes, just all going together around Bridgeport.
Do you remember Armistice Day, 1918?
I sure do.
What was that day like?
Well, it's a lot of hollering and hooping and yelling and screaming and people meeting their boys and getting off the trains and things like that. Of course, I wasn't too big to remember too much, and I know that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, just right after that we opened up, we had a big house, and Papa opened one room up and give a big dance. I remember that dance and all of it, just the neighbors, you know.
Yeah.
I remember all that dance. My daddy played the fiddle and one of my cousins a guitar for that dance. I remember that.
How big was your house?
Ooh. I just don't know. There was 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, a kitchen, living room, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was upstairs to it. That I just know it's a pretty good sized house.
Mm-hmm. during the Armistice Day, World War I and 1920s, did you still live around Ada and Lula in that area?
We lived around BB was our nearest town, little town. And it is Worcester was the name of that town, was the name of that school I went to.
Were there many flappers around that area, 1920s?
What do you call them?
Flappers? You know, that's the girls that wore the short skirt and bobbed their hair.
Not in that, I don't remember that.
Did you bob your hair in the 20s?
No.
Did you
But
know?
there's a lot of them after the 20s bobbed it. But I didn't cut my hair off till I moved to, was out at Bridgeport. And my husband threw the fit and seen I'd got it. But I was working and I had awful heavy hair. I could sit down on the chair and he'd lie back on the floor, wasn't about that much, he'd touch the floor. And Stephen said, why don't you cut it? Oh, it'd give me a headache. And I cut it. And boy, it's been cut ever since. He threw the fit about it, but...
Did you know many women that did bob their hair?
Oh yes, there's a lot of them bobbed
What
it.
do people think of it when they cut their hair?
They didn't like it very much. Mostly the Christian people. But they sure didn't like it very much. As, what was the name of that church that turned them out of the church, but the Baptists didn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
So some of the churches turned them out?
Uh-huh. Boy, they sure didn't like it.
The Depression of the 1930s, how did that affect you and your family? The
Affected
Dust Bowl?
us pretty hard. That we had our corn, we took and had it ground, and had our cornbread, we had our milk, we had our butter, you know, churned.
So your husband was a farmer also?
Mm-hmm.
What was his first name?
Robert
Watson.
Robert Kerr.
Robert Kerr, I'm sorry. Where is he from?
He's from round Ada too.
Is he related to Senator Kerr?
They said he was their second cousins, but I don't know.
Yeah. What kind of meals did you fix in the Depression?
Oh, we fried potatoes, boiled beans, and then if we didn't, red beans, what we called them, because we had them sometimes, and then we'd fix chicken and dressing, stuff like that. We have ham, because we killed our own meat. We had pretty good eating. But it's getting a hold of the flour and stuff like that. We'd take, and my husband took and fixed out of nails. I remember that. And we'd take that corn and grind and rub it up and down on that and make meal out of it to cook. And that was the best cornbread I ever ate.
Did you have any substitutes for flour?
No, we didn't. No substitute for flour. And then they got the flour to come out, and we'd get, I think it was 10 pounds. And then we'd get 5 pounds of, 2 pounds of sugar. It's the best that I know. And then bring it around and get, they're giving it to you. and a pound of coffee. That's what they'd bring it around and give it to the people that needed it. I tell you, it was awful. And I hope we never go through that action again.
Oh, I don't think you
People that are of death now, they had to go through it
will.
because they don't raise hogs, they don't milk, churn their butter. You just don't know. I'll be all right. Thank God, Lord, lived us through it, so we're through it now. And I expect older people than I am could tell you more about it. Cause
Those
you,
were rough times, though.
oh, it's rough.
What about World War II?
I don't know much about World War II. That we was out. That's when we was out at Bridgeport when we moved out there. And I worked. We worked, hoed cotton, chopped cotton, and then I worked in the cafes, and he got a job on the farm of clearing, run. He couldn't run a tractor, but plowing with an old-time plow. And I couldn't tell you too much about World War II. I know I had a son in the World War, 2 sons in the World War II, 3. I had Melvin. Of course, Melvin never did go over in Germany, just went for Germany, because he'd been in before. Truman and Raymond. And Truman, he was right out in the middle of it. He didn't live very long after he came back. But I look first to go back in war again. I'll be all right.
You okay?
Yeah. Would you mind if I smoked?
No, not at all.
Do you smoke?
No, ma'am.
Wish to the Lord I never had started this. Yeah, it's hard. My sister and a lot of them right here in this building could tell you more about it than I could because I was young.
Well, I'm going to talk to some of the others also.
Mm-hmm. Now let me see. I don't know who's much more any older than. Now Grandma was sitting there. She ought to know something about it, but she's not all right here. I just really don't know anybody that really know too much about it.
Tell me, let me regress. The flu epidemic of 1918.
Boy, that was rough. My mother was a midwife, what you call a midwife. She worked almost night and day with them. But we never did have it. You know what my daddy did? He took a quart of whiskey and put, what do you call that? I can't think of the name of it. In it. It was powder. And he shut that up, and every morning he'd give us a tablespoonful of that. And we didn't even have a cold.
It was the powder that he put in it?
No, it was black draught.
What was it?
Black draught. I know that. Think of it after so long a time. He just put that in there, and he'd give us was it a tablespoonful or a teaspoonful of one? And we didn't even have a cold. And my mother rode in the rain and everything else and went and tended to other people.
That's called a black draught?
Black draught.
What is that? What is
It's a powder, just purity.
What's it made of?
I don't know. It's just black draught, it said.
Yeah.
And you take it and boil it down and into a syrup and give it to your children.
Remember any other home remedies that people used during those days?
Well, the home remedies. No, I don't. Just on that black drought's about all I remember.
Whenever, like, you'd cut yourself, what would your mother do for it?
She'd put turpentine and in grease and stuff like that, put a hot poultice to her breast and keep us in the house and give us that bath.
How'd she make the poultice?
Well, she'd take this medicine and put it in some grease where it wouldn't burn you, you know. Then she'd dip her a rag down in it. It would be, I can't even think what it was. And then she'd put it on her breast. And then she'd put something over that to keep it, that grease and stuff getting on the bedclothes and things. And she'd keep us in the house and give us that medicine. And then there's another medicine come out that I don't remember just exactly what it was. And we got to giving that. Thought I had my ashtray with me.
Oh, here's one right here.
Thank you. And I don't really remember what other kind of medicine come out. And she gave us that. It was a liquid, black. Sometimes they give you castor oil. And have to pour it down me.
Did many people die of that flu around your area?
Oh, yes. Died by the 50s and 60s. Some got over it and some didn't.
Remember any of the big floods on the river there at Bridgeport?
At Bridgeport?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have any floods when we lived there, but I remember them saying it. They'd send it out a bank from, clean up into the cotton fields. But they got that now all fixed, you see.
Yeah. What about down High Hill or Lula, that area? Any bad floods down there?
No, we didn't have no bad floods down where we lived at.
Well, I think we had a good interview.
I do too, and then Stonewall's in there, you see.
Yeah. Tell me about Stonewall.
Well, it's just a little bit of town when we was there. 3 or 4. They put in filling stations and about 3 or 4 stores. It's a pretty good house, a little. I didn't know too much about it. And had a real good little store, but it's built now till it's pitiful.
What about some of the Chickasaws that you knew?
Real good people.
Who are some of the ones that you remember?
Old Uncle Joe, I remember him.
Who was he?
He was an old Indian.
Dr. Joe?
Yeah. And I
What did he
read,
do?
oh, I don't know what kind of work I think he was drawing Indian stuff. And he'd come around and help people, and he doctored some. He doctored my daddy and bring him out of that flu that broke out. And I just don't know just exactly what they all done. But if you was good to them, they was good to you. But if you wasn't good to them, it's pretty rough on them. And when my father's mothers and daddy moved there, it wasn't civilized. If I had the picture, I could show you how they come into their house the first time, come up to their door where they built their log cabins, and moved in there. And they didn't know whether to ask them in or not, but they did. And they instead of eating in the chairs, they got around the table and sit down and cross their legs in under the table. If I had it here, I could show you to you, but it's not here. I packed them and put them in storage at home.
Ever card cotton?
That is, I don't know.
That's when they would get ready to spin. You ever use a spinning wheel?
No. No, the spinning wheels is all out when
Yeah.
Now my mother has, when she was a kid, and May after her and Daddy married, but she never did use it after I was up big enough to know about it.
What would you say is your favorite childhood memory?
I just don't know. I think it's going to school, when school started, was my favorite memory. Because I know it'd be a picking cotton, and when school started, I know to get out from picking cotton when I went to school. Of course, we picked our own cotton and took it down, sold it. Went once a year to Ada, and got her clothes and her shoes and things like that. We don't like never bought what they buy now. Every time you turn around, you get you a new suit. We had to wear them the whole winter. And it is rough, I'm going to tell you.
Can you name me 2 or 3 Chickasaws that you really remember? The most famous ones?
No, I can't.
You ever meet the governor of the Chickasaws?
No, I never did.
Where your sister lives?
She lives in Allen.
Allen?
Mm-hmm. Allen, Oklahoma. She's a little Kerr. Me and her married brothers.
So your kids are double cousins?
Yes.
Isn't there
The oil company, my brother worked at that for years and years.
what was the name of it?
I don't remember what the name of it was. Of the refinery. What is it called? And my brother could, of course he lives in Duncan now, he could tell you all about it. But, see that we moved from there, and we didn't go back in there for years.
After you left Bridgeport, where did you go?
Well, my husband died, and I went to him.
You went to him?
And I stayed there 5 years, and children all wanted me to move to Calumet, where he is at. And so it was so far to drive to see about me. And of course I took down with this fever. And I moved to Calumet and stayed there 5 years and moved right over here by my daughter. And I got down with till I couldn't walk. Sad to be. And I told my son in Nebraska, I said, take me over to the village. He says, what village? I said, well, I'll show you where it's at. Because I know if I told them, they wouldn't ground me. And I come over here and was looking around, and I slipped into the desk, and I signed up to check in here. And boy, they thought it fit. I said, no, you should in the fit have done signed it. Well, Mama live with us. I said, nope. I didn't believe in running in the kids' lives. And I've been happy right here ever since. About 4 years, I think, I've been here. And it's a nice place, feeds you good, takes care of you good. Anything gets wrong with you, they just call them. Well, you have to have permission from your children. Of course, my daughter told them just, if anything got wrong, very wrong, just call the ambulance and send me to the, what's that big hospital name over there? And that's what they do. And then they call them a doctor first. He works in that.
Well, Mrs.
That's
Walker,
where we go.
Mrs. Kerr, I want to thank you.
Well, I'm glad that I could tell you best I could tell you.